Welcome to TSAT. Today I am going to discuss a topic in geography regarding mineral belts and industrial regions. So, these minerals are natural resources which are distributed at different parts of our country, which are responsible for the development of our country in being using these minerals as raw materials in industrial production. So, these minerals which are available as natural resources at different regions of our country impacts the establishment of industries in a particular region. So, it is not only the availability of natural resources, the historical factors and other political factors are also responsible for the establishment of an industry at a place. So, in this topic we are going to discuss these two areas. So, in this context, we need to know how these minerals are being distributed across our country. That on the basis of the region where these minerals are being distributed, they have been classified into different zones or belts based upon their geographical distribution as being depicted to you in the map. So, what are these different mineral belts? What are the different kinds of minerals distributed in these different belts? What are the different kinds of industries which have been established in different industrial belts? You need to correlate the available natural resources and the industrial regions. And all the industrial regions are not completely dependent upon the availability of natural resources. The industrial regions are also being influenced on the basis of trade, historical factors and political factors also. So, let us examine point by point in correlation with the mineral availability as a natural resource and the industrial regions of our country. In this case, the northeastern peninsular belt. So, here this belt comprises of Chota-Nagpur Plateau and Odisha Plateau in the state of Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. So, here in this context, northeastern peninsular belt means he is not talking about northeastern states of our country. He is talking about northeastern part of peninsular plateau. So, this constitutes the peninsular plateau. So, because to this north we have got the Indo-Gangetic plain. So, this constitutes the peninsular plateau. So, to the northeast of peninsula, he is talking about this northeastern region of this being in the region of Jharkhand and western part of Bengal and northern part of Orissa constitutes this region. So, Bengal and Odisha, this is the richest mineral belt of India, which contains large quantities of coal, iron ore, manganese, mica, bauxite, copper, kyanite, chromite, etc. The Chota-Nagpur plateau is known as the mineral heartland of India. So, there might be a question, which region of our India is considered as a mineral heartland of India? So, here the answer is Chota-Nagpur plateau. So, the northeastern part of this peninsula which I have highlighted consisting of these states, the Jharkhand, West Bengal and western part of this West Bengal and Odisha known as this Chota-Nagpur plateau region is considered as mineral heartland of India, having these kind of minerals responsible for an industrial region in this place. We will be discussing the same region in terms of industries in the upcoming discussion. The central belt. This belt encompasses parts of Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra, and it is the second largest mineral belt of India. The different kind of largest deposits are manganese, bauxite, limestone, marble, coal, gems, mica, iron ore, graphite and are found here. So, this is the region we are talking about here. So, this is a region we are talking about the central belt and these are the different kinds of minerals. So, when a question is being asked in prelims, accordingly you must be able to know what is a central belt, what is a northeastern belt, what kind of minerals are found in different kinds of states can be a question, or if it is a question in mains, you must be able to depict a map, a rough sketch of the map as been shown in the map. You need to demarcate the regions of industrial belts or the mineral belts, and the type of minerals being found in these different regions need to be highlighted. So, whenever you have mentioned, depicted apart from the description with the help of this pictographic map presentation, you will have an advantage in terms of attaining certain amount of marks. Next is the southern belt. It covers mostly the Karnataka plateau, but extends over the contiguous Tamil Nadu upland. So, this is the extension of the southern belt, but this lacks coal except the Neyveli Lignite Valley and Singareni colonies. Rest of the region does not have coal. This is the southern belt is considered here. So, this is the region we are talking about. This is the southern belt we are talking about, and the southwestern belt. The southwestern Karnataka belt consists of the Karnataka and Goa are included in this belt. It has deposits of iron ore, granite and clay. So, this is southwestern belt we are talking about. So, this is the southwestern belt. This is the region we are talking about, Karnataka and Goa. So, Goa and Karnataka together constitutes the southwestern belt, having even iron ore in their region. The northwestern belt. This belt extends along the Aravallis in Rajasthan and in adjoining parts of Gujarat. This belt holds promise for mining of non-ferrous metals such as, so there might be a question, an industrial belt which is responsible for having a non-ferrous minerals is northwestern belt in the regions of Aravalli and in Rajasthan. The non-ferrous means which does not have iron, such as copper, lead, zinc, along with uranium, mica, beryllium and precious stones are found in the northwestern belt. So, on the basis of the belt, in which belt you have got non-ferrous metals might be a question. Where do we have these copper, lead, zinc as mines in the industrial or the mineral belt region? This is northwestern industrial belt have these non-ferrous metals. So, other belts outside the main belt described above, minerals in some parts of the country are scattered as well as at different parts of the country. Assam has resource of petroleum and lignite. The Himalayan region has some deposits of coal, bauxite and copper. Mumbai High and Godavari Basin has reserves of oil and natural gases. With the advancement of technology, there is potential to exploit the seabed on the continental shelf of India as well. So, there is a lot of minerals available on the seabed in the abyssal zone. So, we need to develop a kind of technology sufficient enough to exploit the resources available, especially the metallic minerals, the iron, copper, etc. in the seabed region. So, these are the different mineral belts of India. So, you need to mention the different ferrous and non-ferrous metals being distributed at different mineral belts. You must be able to draw a rough sketch of India map and demarcate these different mineral belt zones of our country. Next, industrial region. So, these mineral belts impact the establishment of an industrial region because these minerals acts as a raw material to the industries. So, as I have mentioned earlier, it is not only just the raw material, there are other factors like the economic factors, historical factors, trade factors are also responsible for the establishment of an industry. So, the establishment of industry also depends upon the type of raw material. If the raw material is a bulk raw material, in this process when the transportation cost is more in the case of the raw material, because after processing the raw material, the final produce is the weight of the final produce is very less, then you need to incur a lot of transportation cost when the raw material is bulky. So, establishing an industry at a region where the raw material is available will be an economically advantageous for the entrepreneur. The reason behind it is he can reduce the transportation cost, because if the raw material costs 10 tons, the final produce weight, raw material weight is 10 tons. If the final produce weight is just 1 ton, you can save the transportation cost of 9 tons of raw material. So in this way, availability of raw material determines the establishment of industries. So, in the same way, for example, if you take the example of a cotton industries or textile industries, so the loss in terms of weight of the raw material is less when you relatively compare with bulky raw material like iron ore, etc. When you relatively compare with cotton, the loss of weight in terms of processing is less. So, establishing a textile industry doesn't impact any kind of much economic aspect. So, you can establish the textile industry irrespective of the location of the availability of raw material. You can even establish the textile industry at marketplaces where there is more demand for textiles. So, in this context of different factors which determine the establishment of an industry, we are going to discuss this, and what are the different industrial regions of our country. What are the factors responsible for the industrial regions? Industrial regions are those areas where the concentration of industries has occurred due to favorable geo-economic conditions. So, here geo-economic condition here implies that in this case of geo-economic condition, geographical factors means the factors which I have mentioned regarding the availability of raw material in a region can be given as an example of geographical factors. Economic factors means, for example, a region which has got a market region, you have got huge human habitation consuming the product is an economic factor. So, based upon these factors, the establishment of an industry is being determined. These are areas within which the manufacturing industries are located. It is often developed around some natural resources, means the availability of minerals, as I have depicted you in the discussion of the mineral belts, often like coal or iron ore, which are bulky raw materials, or water supply. So, it is usually well served by transport. So, if you have a well transport line like railways or roadways or waterways, the processed goods, when they have got the channel of transportation for marketing, the probability of establishing an industry will be there if you have got infrastructural facilities. And these industrial region may not be homogeneous. Homogeneous means always in an industrial region there need not be same type of industries established. When an industry is been established in a region, ancillary industries develop surrounding these industries. For example, if you have got an automobile industry, the required automobile, for the automobile industry, you require electrical wiring for electronic systems, you require tires for the automobiles, so you require certain leather seats, sofas, etc. So, in this context, when an industry cannot make all the parts, it allocates to other subsidiary industries and gives contracts to these companies buying these goods for the completion of these automobile, the bulbs or batteries or tires or seats, so paint, these industries pop up surrounding these automobile industries. So, because of this reason, respective to a kind of industry being established over a region, for example, you are establishing a textile industry, or dyeing industries come, manufacturing colors. So, in this process, the linking up of different relative industries establish themselves surrounding leads to the development of industrial regions. So, several indices are used to identify the clustering of industries. Important among them are, so what are the factors which are responsible for establishing industrial regions in a region? So, which determine an industrial region. You call a region as an industrial region because of these factors. Number of industrial units at that particular place, number of industrial workers. So, out of the total population, what is the percentage of population, or out of the total workers, what is the percentage of workers working in industries? Population engaged in secondary activities, percentage of industrial workers to the total workers, quantum of power used for industrial purposes. So, the power being consumed can be for domestic purpose or for or service sector or agriculture or even for manufacturing sector. So, if the power being consumed is more for industries, it implies that the manufacturing sector in that particular region is dominating. Next is total industrial output. Out of the total output, what is the value of manufacturing sector in that particular region also can be used to classify it as an industrial region. Value added by manufacturing. So, in this process, when you have the value of raw material and the value of processed goods, after value addition, the value in terms of money increases after processing. So, what kind of value addition being made by these industries to the raw material is also been estimated, which helps in enhancing the value of goods and services being manufactured in a industrial region. So, all these factors are considered to call a region an industrial region. So, on this basis, there are certain industrial regions in our country which has been depicted to you. On this basis, I will be discussing one by one where these industrial regions are located and what are they specialized in. So, apart from knowing the mineral belts of our country, you must be able to know the different industrial regions which are responsible, which have been established because of certain factors. So, what are the factors responsible for establishing certain industrial regions? Just apart from raw material availability, what are the other factors influenced the industrial regions in India? Let us examine. So, even in the case of industrial regions, as you have demarcated the mineral belts of our country in the same way, especially in the mains, you can use the same content for prelims and mains. So, you need to depict the diagram of India map and demarcate the industrial regions before. So that your explanation will be complete, where the examiner will be able to understand your idea very clearly when represented through maps apart from your explanation. So, to do this in advance, you must be able to practice drawing maps as part of your preparation. If you don't practice it, you may not be able to give a legible map. So, that is practicing drawing maps as part of your preparation is very much, whether it is Indian map or world map, within less than 15 seconds, you can easily draw either a world map or a Indian map with practice. When you practice this, you can do this. It is a must to have an advantage. The Mumbai-Pune industrial region, an industrial region. This is the most important industrial region of our country. The region developed after the arrival of the British in India, who developed the Mumbai seaport. So, see this, the development of this region has got, one of the factors is historical factors, because British has established here and responsible for the development of Mumbai seaport is one of the historical factor for the development of Mumbai-Pune industrial region. So, another historical reason is opening up of Suez Canal in 1869. Development of the sea route is one of the reasons for the development of industrial region, because the distance between the Europe and India has decreased because of this Suez Canal. So, that you need to mention. So, we are talking about this region, Mumbai-Pune industrial region, where through this Suez Canal, the distance became very easy to the Europe. That is the second factor apart from the historical factor for the development of this industrial region, which you have to mention. So, this content being given to you will be useful to you for both prelims and mains. In prelims, they may ask you what is the canal or the channel which is responsible for decreasing the distance between Europe and India for trade around 1869. It is Suez Canal. Next is the development of this industrial region is closely connected with the history of development of cotton textile industry in India. So, this is a geographical factor where you have got a black cotton soil in Maharashtra region. So, because of which facilitates the growth of cotton cultivation here, which is a raw material for the development of cotton industries and textiles. So, this is one of the reasons for the development of this industrial region in our country. Apart from this, there are certain advantages when the technology at that point of time is low. There are certain conditions required for the development of cotton textile industries. One is humid climatic condition is required. The reason behind it is to make a yarn from the cotton, to make these threads, the atmosphere must be humid. In a dry atmospheric conditions, we cannot make the thread from the cotton. But with the help of modern technology, the humidity is being controlled in the manufacturing industry, so that nowadays this is not a hurdle, because the amount of humidity in the industry can be maintained with certain air conditioning systems. Natural port facility. So, the manufactured goods can be exported to different parts of the manufactured goods can be exported to different parts of the world through port. In the case of bulky raw material, because through sea routes, transportation of bulky raw material is very cheap, is another advantage. Availability of hydropower in the surrounding regions of the Western Ghats, skilled labor, and vast hinterland producing cotton, because the main factor in the development of this industrial region. So, having a great hinterland is a region surrounding a port or an industry which is responsible for supplying raw material, or the produced goods can be transported to this region, where this region consumes the produced goods. So, because you have got an hinterland which has got the capability of consuming and supplying the essential raw materials and goods and services, which facilitated the development of Mumbai-Pune industrial region. So, these are the factors which you need to mention as far as the development of an industrial region in Mumbai-Pune is considered. Next is Kolkata-Hubli industrial region. Even this has got an historical region of British, because the Bengal presidency has been made one of the administrative region for British, is responsible for the development of this region. The Kolkata-Hubli industrial region is located along the banks of the river Hooghly river. It is the Hooghly river. Industries have also developed in the Midnapur district in the west. The river Hooghly offered the best site for the development of an inland river port as a nucleus for the development of a Hooghly industrial region. So, we are talking about these distributary. So, you can see Hooghly here. Hooghly is a distributary of Ganges. So, here distributary here implies that when a river is divided, it is known as a distributary. When this is a tributary, Kosi, Gandak, mixing with the main river is a tributary. When the main river divides, we call it as a distributary. So, Hooghly is a distributary of river Ganga, which has facilitated the development of this port here, responsible for export of the manufacturing goods here. So, it has further facilitated easy transportation apart from the historical factor. So, the availability of agro raw material like jute, indigo, tea and coal nearby in the Raniganj, Jharia region is responsible for the development of industries with cheap labor. Moreover, Kolkata was the capital of British India in 17th century 1903 to 1911 is a historical region responsible for the development of Kolkata-Hooghly industrial region. So, understanding this map is essential for the development of this region. You have got, as per the discussion of mineral belt, the northeastern peninsular industrial mineral belt is here, which has supplied the raw material, and historical factors and port is responsible for the development of the industrial region in this place. So, this has other advantage where this belt is specialized in the production of jute, cotton textiles, silk, engineering, electrical goods, automobiles, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, transport. See this, because of the raw materials available, because of the coal, because of the port, because of the industrial sector, and the agriculture in this region is responsible for the development of these industries. Next is the Ahmedabad-Vadodara industrial region. We are talking about an industrial region which need to be mentioned. So, this is the Ahmedabad Gujarat industrial region here, which has developed. So, it has also got certain factors. So, what are the factors which are responsible for the development of these industrial region? This is the third largest industrial region of the country. The main cause of the development of this industrial region is the availability of cotton in the hinterland, availability of cheap land, cheap skilled and unskilled labor, port facility, nearness of petroleum, thermal petroleum is available there, thermal power plants, hydel power plants. You have got nuclear power plants, Kakarpara nuclear power plants. Because of these projects of availability of irrigation power and raw material, and with port, these are the different reasons for the development of this industrial region, Ahmedabad and Vadodara. This is the second largest cotton textile industrial center in the country. Vadodara is an important center for woolen textiles and petrochemical goods. So, they may ask you, which is an important center for woolen textiles in India? That is Vadodara. Surat is well known for silk textiles and diamond cutting. Next is Madurai, Coimbatore, Bangalore industrial region. So, this consists of states of Tamil Nadu and southern parts of Karnataka. So, you have got a cotton producing area for this region. About 60% of the workers are engaged in textile industry here. So, it is dominated by the textile industry, engineering industry for about 18%, and food processing is 12% in Madurai, Coimbatore, Bangalore industrial region. Next is the Chota-Nagpur industrial region, which is the region of Jharkhand, Odisha, and southern Bihar and western part of West Bengal. So, this constitutes the Chota-Nagpur plateau region we are talking about. It has got natural resources, like as I have mentioned in the case of mineral belt availability. Because of this reason, we have got iron and steel industries. This region is known as Ruhr of India. You may get an objective bit. The Ruhr of India region has got a secondary name, is the Chota-Nagpur region. The reason behind it is Ruhr is a place in Germany which is an industrial region. So, because it has developed on the basis model of Ruhr of Germany, we call this as Ruhr of India, extending into these different regions. The main iron ore and steel producing centers of this region are Asansol, Bokaro, Durgapur, Kulti, Jamshedpur and Rourkela. So, Agra, Delhi, Calcutta, Shahranpur region, this mainly it is because of the national capital territory, the hinterland it has got. Because of this reason, it has got different types of industries, textiles, drugs, pharmaceuticals, or synthetic fiber, chemicals. These are the different kinds of industries which have been developed because of the impact of political factors, because this is near to national capital territory with a huge population, approximately around 2 crores of population. So, friends, we shall meet in the next session discussing a different topic in geography. Thank you.